Hi, today we will watch from start to finish how one man transformed scrap plastic canisters and a few pieces of wood into a boat strong enough to cut through the waves. As you watch, you will witness the transformation of the cut canisters into the hull, the interlocking of the wooden frame with millimetric measurements, and the tightly stretched ropes making this blue monster ready for the water. Let's get started. We start with the first stage. A 200-liter blue plastic drum is cut lengthwise with a high-speed grinding wheel, creating the two lightweight, equally sized floating shells that the boat needs. The cut surfaces are immediately sanded smooth so that they will fit perfectly into the wooden keel beams in the future. This speeds up assembly and prevents water from seeping through the joints. You will be amazed at what kind of boat hull these drums will make. The construction of the boat continues at full speed. The cut barrel shells are turned over and the curved wooden arches that will form the keel of the boat are fitted into place with a rubber mallet. Each arch is locked together with dovetail joints cut at an angle to match the barrel-S curve, creating a sturdy frame that distributes the load evenly across the hull. This step shapes the shell panels, providing structural rigidity and providing secure attachment points for the crossbeams and benches that will be added later. Here, the inner shells are fixed to the ground and wooden crossbeams positioned every 40 centimeters are hammered into place to follow the curve of the shell. Longitudinal braces are then screwed in to lock the hull frame. so that all the load is distributed equally across the entire hull, not just one keel. This cross-bracing technique increases torsional rigidity and creates stable connection lines for the benches and gunwale to be installed later. Once the hull and internal frame have been completely fixed, the surfaces are smoothed over with fine sandpaper for the last time, and immediately afterwards the first coat of primer is applied by brush. This coat creates a strong adhesion layer between the paint and the wood and ensures that the hull acts as an integral shield. As soon as the primer has dried, the bright blue exterior paint is applied into coats, with contrasting ridge stripes on the gunwale. 15 minutes between each coat, so that the paint is absorbed into the fibers and forms a thick, impact-resistant film. Final stage, we slowly launch the boat from the trailer using the rail system. As soon as the hull is on the waterline, a leak check is carried out. The wooden barrel connections are locked without any deviation. The gunwales remain dry while the bow cuts through the wave in a short acceleration test, and in the roll test, despite the weight given to the side, the oscillation is well below the tolerance limits. And there you have it, stiff, light and stable enough to be even stronger than the Titanic.